Why am I covering this game again? Well, my last review was incredibly brief, so I felt like this game deserved a little more. So, here we go. Hooray. If you saw my first video on this game, you might think that I'm going to talk about the battle system a little more since I talked about it for literally 7 seconds. But no, because it's the most forgettable and shallow battle system I've ever seen. So I'll talk about the individual worlds. World 1. It's forgettable. There's the windmill level, but that's it. The boss is just a bunch of Goombas stuck together. World 2. World 2 is only memorable for me because of how cryptic it is. You know secrets that most of the time you find on accident? Well, that's how you beat this world. You gotta find these stupid scraps of paper to build this tower, and one of the scraps is behind a tornado that needs a certain thing to get rid of it. And after trying about every single option available, it's the vacuum. You use a vacuum to suck up a tornado. And where do you find the vacuum? Well, in the one part of the game where there's absolutely nothing to do for now. And then there's the tower I briefly mentioned. With every single floor, you need to put 3 or 2 specific stickers on the elevator. And then there's no way to tell which ones you need each time. There are little symbols on the wall, but I still can't figure them out. And it's all topped off with get it. A giant Pokey that has an incredible weakness to baseball bats. There's this giant Yoshi level that's pretty cool though. It's a tiny bit cryptic, but definitely one of the better levels. World 3. This is by far the worst world. Aside from the Shy Guy game show, which I talked about in a terrible video a while back, please don't watch it. The other levels are based around finding this stupid Wiggler's body parts. It's so aggravating, mostly because these segments keep running away like toddlers, and it doesn't help when his head talks like a toddler himself. And why, of all environments, did it have to be a swamp forest one? But then there's the worst level in the entire game. A level underground, filled with spiders, where all of your stuff is spread all over the place, even your hammer. And all of this is summed up with a boss that gets destroyed by a sponge. Oh boy. World 4. World 4, in my opinion, is by far the best world. It feels so much more like the other Paper Mario games, which is something I'm sure everyone can welcome. There's the mansion, the minecart level, and the ski lift level, which admittedly is pretty boring, but I like the little connection between it and the mansion. And then there's the boss, who's a sad little snowman inside of a giant snow Bowser, and he's really weak to fire. Noticing a pattern here? World 5, it's a mix of jungle and lava. I really only have 2 things to mention about this. Number 1, the stupid Shy Guy level is really annoying. Number 2, the last level is pretty cool. Last world. Wiggler grew wings for no reason, so now we can fly to Bowser's castle. There's just one airship level, and then the castle, which doesn't take a minute to get to Bowser. Then you fight. The fight itself is alright, but you only really need like 5 specific stickers to beat him. But then, whoa, he gets really big. And then Kirsty, hey! Why haven't you not mentioned Kirsty yet? Because she's stupid and annoying, and the only thing she does is give you the stupid slot machine and the gimmicky ability to move things around. Speaking of which, there's this one level where the comic piece, basically the flag at the end of the level, has been stolen or hidden or something, but when you find it, it doesn't count, because it's not where it originally landed. What? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Which is saying something, because a little while ago, I sucked up a tornado with a vacuum cleaner. Anyway, Kirsty sacrifices herself and gives you a fixed slot machine and a power boost. Which is kind of funny because there are actually legit ways to kill Bowser without Kirsty. After killing Bowser, Mario brings Kirsty back to life. Why would you do that? Here's some reasons why Kirsty should remain dead. Number 1, it would make me way happier. Number 2, it wouldn't be predictable or cheesy. Number 3, it wouldn't have scared me into thinking she would return for Paper Jam. Notice how for this entire video I did not mention Kamek or Bowser Jr. That's because they have no relevance to the plot whatsoever. And you know you've done something wrong when you're not relevant to a plot in which the Mushroom Kingdom worships all things, this sticker comment that blows up into a bunch of smaller stickers you gotta collect because Bowser touched it with his nose. Also, he kidnapped Princess Peach again. Isn't that a shocker?